Hi everybody, I'm Chris, and on today's episode of Field Trippin', we are at the Heartland Outdoor Educational Center in Marengo, Ohio. We're going to do some team building activities, and we're going to take an exciting hayride. Let's go check it out.
What you are looking at now is a trust exercise. You will see that our students are walking with their hands on each other's shoulders, and that's because only the person up front has his eyes open. Everyone else has their eyes closed, trusting the person in front of them to lead them to the correct spot. Now, you also see we have a GoPro view for you to enjoy. This GoPro is on one of the students' heads, so you can get a student eyes view of the trust exercise. Enjoy.
Follow me. Hey, tree, don't hit your head. How come you're disconnected? We lost the train. Should you stop maybe? Alright guys, make a circle right here. Big circle. Yeah, you can open your eyes. Good job.
We only had one casualty there. One casualty.
Alright, let's make a circle. I'm in the circle. Let's connect our circle. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, is that a little weird?
Yeah, yes, kind of.
Yeah, a little awkward. You guys know each other? Wow, and then this guy, you don't even know me, because I didn't tell you my name yet. I told you just to grab each other's shoulders and start walking with your eyes closed into the woods, where there's grizzly bears and, no, there's not grizzly bears here. But, you guys, what do we have to demonstrate there?
Oh wait.
Something
Trust.
We saw people. We had to trust each other. You guys had to trust. Well, first you had to trust your parents could get you here safe, right?
Yeah.
And they did. And then you had to trust this guy you don't even know that was telling you to do something. Okay? Why'd you trust me?
Because I saw other people in here.
Okay, you saw other people in here. Okay.
You're here.
Because I'm here. Okay, he works here. He must be a trustworthy fellow. Okay, even though you don't know me.
Then we have cameras following.
You have cameras following you. We're going to be on the local news tonight. Okay. So, and then you guys had to trust who?
Jeffrey. I'm Jeff.
No, what's your name? You had to trust Edward. You guys know him?
No,
Why'd you trust him?
met him on
Because I put him in charge to lead?
the.
Okay.
Basically.
Alright, so that's our first rule, our first lesson here we're going to be doing together as a team is you guys are going to have to learn how to trust each other. And that's a big part of life, is trusting people, okay? And trusting, and especially trusting your teammates, okay? And speaking of teams, okay, you guys are a team, okay? I think we need a team name. Anybody got any ideas for a team name for us?
Team Jeff.
Team ECOT? Okay. That seems a little more bringing it together than Team Jeff, which might, you know, okay? So you guys want to be Team ECOT? We can do that. All right, so Team ECOT. And I'm a part of that team today too. Okay? So what are some other types of teams that you guys have been a part of or that you can think of? Some other types of teams that you know about. Basketball, we'll just say sports teams. Okay, you got a Bengals hat on, right? They're a team, a professional NFL sports team. What are some other types of teams that you know about or that you want to say?
Cowboys.
Think about it. Outside of sports teams, we got sports teams covered. Maybe a construction or work team. They have, yeah, you are right. Driving to work, I see construction teams doing their thing, working together as a team. What's some other types of teams?
Like jobs.
Okay, your job, right? I have coworkers that I work with here, and as you guys get older and get into the workforce, all right, you're going to have to work together as a part of a team at your job. Okay? So the things that we're learning here this morning are things that you're going to carry with you into the rest of your life. Okay? So are they important? Yeah, they're important. Okay, a couple more teams.
YouTube.
Okay, YouTube.
You record yourself.
Oh, okay. What about who defends our country? What team is that?
Military.
The military. That's a big team, right? Do you think it's important that they know how to work well together?
Yes.
Yeah, I was in the military, in the Air Force, in Afghanistan. I had to trust my fellow military members, and I had to learn how to work well with them. Okay, even people I didn't necessarily care for. I had to still be a good part of that team, right? Okay. What about one at home? What's that team called? Your family. That's a team. You have a family team at home, and that might look different for all of us. Okay, but we have a family team at home that we are a member of, whether we want to be or not. Right? You might be a brother or a sister to someone you don't want to be a brother or sister to, but guess what? That's too bad, right? And we want to be a good team member. So what are some qualities that make a good team? What are some things that would make a good team, like the Green Bay Packers? Because I'm from Wisconsin, and they're like the best. So, don't lie to myself. I know. So I just told you a little something about myself. All right. So respect. Okay. Is respect something that is given, or is it like automatically, or is it earned? Or maybe is it both?
Both.
Depending. Okay? But yeah, normally we think of respect as something that people have to earn, or maybe we give someone our respect at first, and it's something that can be lost also, right? What's some other things that make a good team?
Cooperation.
Cooperation, right? So I was a firefighter for 16 years. That's what I did, and cooperation was huge. If me and my crew got to a fire, and we all just got off the truck and started doing our own thing and freelancing, okay, and we're not cooperating and coordinating with other team members or other trucks that were there. One crew's doing ventilation, one crew's doing fire attack. If we're not cooperating with each other, people die in that situation, okay? So cooperation's huge, all right? What's some other things that make a good team?
Trust.
Trust, which we've talked about trust, right? There's points where you have to learn how to trust people in your team. Okay, if you're constantly walking around, you're like, I just don't trust anybody. Okay, it's going to be hard to work well and have a good team.
Teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah, we want to have teamwork together, and part of that is the trust, the cooperation, and those things. There's one thing I'm looking for that is vital to have a good team, and it starts with a C. And I'm doing it right now, talking to you. I am
Communication.
communication.
Oh, it's coordination.
Coordination, that's part of cooperation. Communication is huge. Huge. Okay? So let's break down communication real quick. What are some factors for good communication? Communication.
Hi.
Okay? Hello. How are you?
How you doing?
Okay. What about what I'm doing right now? I am talking. So somebody in communication, there is verbal communication where someone is talking to someone else. What is the other person doing? Listening. So you need to know how to talk at the appropriate time, how to say what you need to say with your words. I have little boys at home, and I'm constantly, use your words. Use your words. Don't walk around going, I don't like it. Okay, use your words, right? And that's how we communicate. I don't know what you're trying to say unless you use your words, because they want to use their nonverbals, which is another way we can communicate with people, right? What if I came up to you and I was like, do I seem like I care? Do I seem interested in talking to you? Do I seem kind of annoyed with my arms crossed and like, don't make eye contact, right? So our nonverbals are another way we can communicate with each other. It's not just what we say, but it's how we present ourselves, and our body language is huge. You know why I always used to get a thump on the head from my dad? He has big old hands, and he'd be like, bam! Son, it's not what you said, it's how you said it, right? Or it's your body language. You had a bad attitude, okay, even though you cooperated, all right? So those are all, communication has a lot of different factors to it, okay? So that's something I want you guys to think about when we get started on our activity, our element. But before we get on this element, just to get going, get a feel for it. Okay, so what we're going to do, everybody has to come on from this way. That's one rule. The other rule is you have to keep it balanced. If it touches 3 times, actually on the 3rd time, you have to start over, okay? So 1, 2, 3rd time, you'd have to start over. Is that clear? Okay, and I'll be keeping watch of that on either side. All right? And the other thing is, we're going to start on level 1, is I just want you guys to all get on the ship. Okay? Just get on the ship. That's the only rule. Let me get off. Okay, go on.
Oh wait, we need more people over here.
Woo!
More people over here.
A little shaky.
Go.
Right? Is that what you
Someone
want?
go that way. Not this way, not this way. And then go right there. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go over here. No, 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 no. Yeah, go that way. Someone go all the way down there, and then I'll come all the way down here. Okay, go. Go slowly so we don't like end up bouncing off. No.
Alright, yes, go ahead.
Alright, now it's balanced.
Alright, so you had a little frustration stuff. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we need to remember that. Okay?
I tell you, this is pretty impressive so far, guys.
Probably would have been more frustrating for you if you were in the middle and you had a bunch of people trying to you think that would have been a little like annoying and stuff? How do you
One.
think you could have corrected that? You did start that. You did start. You started with AJ and Luca, okay? And then next thing you know, all of a sudden, it's everybody is telling her what to do. Am I right or wrong, Natalie? Absolutely. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, you need to be mindful of that. Did you guys have fun on the team challenge course today? Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are going to go ahead. We're going to walk down this
Let's try
road.
to divide it
Head on back.
equally.
Good job. You guys did
I'll
great.
stay in the middle. 15 people guys.
It's pretty impressive. Spread out. You can't just stay in the center.
I have an idea. You move that way and you move this way.
Trial and error.
This is like Michael Jackson across.
Now we can get some more people in.
You guys should walk straight through the center.
We just go to the middle.
Did I say where you had to be on the ship?
No.
What did I say?
Keep it balanced.
Just gotta get everybody on. Okay?
Enter the ship in the middle. Okay, we almost got this.
That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Good job. All right. Hey, stay where you're at. Everybody's on. It's balanced. It's balanced. You guys had one hit on that. That's really good. Okay. So, how about level 2?
Okay.
Because was that hard?
No.
A little bit.
Kind of.
Okay. I noticed a couple things. We had somebody that kind of took charge. Who was that?
Edward.
Edward did. Okay. Was that important?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was helpful to have somebody kind of take the lead. Okay, in a team, right, that is a good thing to have somebody who's kind of in the lead that can organize the team, kind of give some direction on the game plan for the team. Okay, so you guys did that. I didn't even have to say nothing. All right, good job. So keep that balance. So now what we're going to do, all right, is we're going to go to level 2.
Okay.
You think that's going to be easier or harder?
Harder.
Okay, obviously harder. All right.
It's gonna be easier.
Done, Mr. West. Level 2 is harder than level 1 on Mario. Okay, so
Cheat codes.
unless you guys we don't cheat though, right?
What cheat codes can we use in the woods?
All right, listen up, guys. Here's your next rules. You still have the same rules as before. 3. If on the 3rd hit, you have to start over. Okay. So you guys have to stay where you're at right now. What I want you to do is we're going to distribute the team on our ship. So we have 11 people. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I need 4 on this side on this last board. I'm going to need 4 on the last board on that side. Okay? And then I'm going to need 3 in the middle. And however you guys want to disperse.
There's 4 people
Disperse.
in the middle, so 3 of them can just stay.
Okay, your time is starting now.
No. You need a little bit more weight over here. Alright, now we're good.
I think
We're like evenly balanced.
we need it on the last board, so people need to start moving that way.
We have 4 people on each board now, it looks like. It's like a surfboard. You guys can get down. Yep. I think I got it.
Oh, do we have 12?
People in the middle. We need them on the last board.
3, 4.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I thought we had
Yeah,
11.
I see.
Sorry. So it'll be 4, 4, and 4. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Or just stay in the center.
I thought we had 11.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
we had
no,
9 and then 2
You
came,
gotta
but
get all the way to the other
I
end.
think you and I should put it okay?
No, we're good, we're good, we're good.
It's fine,
Everyone's
just leave
even.
it.
Everyone's even.
We need to spread out though.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, being last board though.
You have to be on the last board. Keep going. I was about to say, the people in the middle need to keep it.
We're the spine.
If you spread it like this, it should make it easier
Last board, you guys.
to get on the last
Keep
board.
going.
Just put one leg on the last board.
Just go over there and step on the last board.
Ooh.
Wait.
Wait.
We beat level 2.
all right. So you guys did a good job. Stay where you're at.
Oh God.
All right. So we're gonna talk a little bit here. You guys did a good job. That wasn't too hard, because you were already kind of dispersed, right? So only a few people had to move, right? So you guys did a good job. And also, I didn't specify that you had to have both feet on that last board, and you guys took advantage of that, because like you're spread out, aren't you, Sage? Which helps balance, doesn't it? Okay. So good job. You were playing within the rules, okay? And you guys did a great job with that. So, we're going to go to level 3.
Oh,
All right?
What
You
is
guys
that?
right? Keep it balanced. Stay where you're at. Level 3, okay? I'm going to need this group over here to switch with the group on the end over there.
Oh, man.
Oh God. Good idea.
Everyone's got to move at the same time.
Listen up.
Alright.
You have the group in the middle. You guys stay. Okay?
One spread
coming
out so
each
they
time.
can get through.
Yeah. One come at one.
And same hit number. If you get 3 hits on the ship, you got to start
Yeah,
over.
he's got a good idea. We got to go one at a time.
Yeah.
So it stays balanced.
All right. Come on.
Go ahead. Your time
Somebody's gotta
starts
go
now.
first. So Sage, if he goes, you got to go as well.
They're doing really well.
Okay. Go.
Remarkably, especially
Don't
since they.
run. Don't run. Don't
Slow. Oh, you saved it.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh.
Go. Go.
Go.
No. Meet at the middle. Hey, there's. Meet at the middle. Come on.
Go all the way to the end.
Go. Ready? Go.
It's fine. We just need 4. You two
Alright.
need to go.
Now you two.
Wait.
Go.
1, 2, 3. You need to
Get to that
switch with
It's
this guy.
pretty balanced right now, but still.
All right.
Oh, hold on. Okay, now keep moving.
All right.
I need you to move a little bit faster.
1,
1.
2.
Whoa.
No.
Keep moving.
Stay.
Nobody breathe.
Wait,
Next hit, you start over.
like from level 1?
No, back to start level 3.
That's not how it works in Mario.
I didn't know he was talking
Good
about it like
question. Good question, Caleb.
Because if we messed up and we had to start from level 1, you know
Whoop.
how much longer that would have took?
Okay, who's still over here that wasn't?
He needs
Okay,
to
there's
go
only
over
3 people.
Can you go over there?
there. You need to go over there.
Yeah. So you walk over there, slowly.
Don't mess up.
Give
going,
the
keep going.
center time to adjust.
It's like a paper.
I know.
Ooh, that was close. Here, move to the end.
Y'all gotta
Same
touch
time
the
you
last
move.
board.
Y'all gotta touch the last board.
Are you supposed to go over here?
Thought he was over.
No, you gotta touch that
Well,
board.
this round
You
he
just
never
came
said
from
you
over
had to
there.
touch the last board. He never said this. He never said it any time.
Oh, guys, we just got a note came in on the game. It said that you have to have both feet on the last board.
We're not friends anymore.
There was an update on the game.
Yeah.
Slowly you throw. Mine doesn't have update. I don't want to have update.
Dude, that's genius. That is so smart. Both feet on the last board. You gotta make sure that both feet
Oh.
on
Oh.
Wait, he didn't say
touch?
he didn't say we couldn't touch the dolphin.
No, you got to stay on the ship.
Yeah, you gotta stay on the ship.
You never said we had to.
Yeah, you got to stay on the ship. Okay?
Okay. You need to get both feet on the bottom board.
They're good, they're
Jeff,
good.
Jeffrey.
Oh,
You need to get both. You need to get
if we crawl.
Edward. Your feet have to be on this on the end board.
Oh, come
We're
on.
waiting on you. The last foot. He's got it.
The last board. That's the
like
second to
the
last.
thin thing.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a touch?
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Start over.
No.
I'm not gonna try and hide that.
Yeah, it was a touch.
Thanks for being honest. All right, guys, go back to where you were. Start over. You were so close.
So close.
Whoa.
That one, at one point, it just touched and touched. I was like, oh!
All right, guys, we're gonna, since you did so good on that and you were so close, we're gonna add a disability. Because in life, does everything go easy peasy as planned in the way we want it to? No, sometimes there's things that pop up that we have to be flexible with and deal with, right? So our disability for this is you can now no longer communicate verbally.
Oh. Oh, all right. That's okay.
Now, what did we talk about in the beginning
Hold on.
about communication?
Have someone be
What is
Physical.
the person that
Okay.
delegates what.
He's in the center.
Get your game plan now, and then when I let you know, no more verbal communication. When you guys are ready, let me know.
We're just gonna hold on. Who's pointing? Because you can't all point.
I feel like he's gonna point.
Yeah, you're just.
Just point fingers, okay?
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. You may start. One. Two. We have both 2 feet on the last board. All right.
Good job, guys. Nicely done.
We did it. All right.
Don't tell me it was level 4.
Everybody have a seat on the
that took?
watch. Everybody have a seat.
Oh, that's not a level 4.
No, no level 4. Well, we kind of did. We had some disabilities. What'd you guys think of that?
It's fun.
It's part of this is having the fun and doing the activity, but part of this is talking through some different things too. Okay? So hopefully we can equip you with some lifelong skills and things to think through. So, what was challenging about this activity? At any level, what was the most challenging thing to you?
Getting people moved over.
Okay, so which level? 3?
3.
So swapping from one end to the other. Okay, why? Why was that?
Because, like, we had to balance and it was moving too fast. So, like, we couldn't get people over there and it was trying to touch.
Okay, so just trying to keep it balanced while you had different people moving at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
In any level is trying to get people from opposite ends to work with each other to
Cooperate.
even out the
Okay, so maybe somebody was moving faster than the other person that they were trying to balance with. Okay, I noticed some of you were taking steps, and some of you were shuffling your feet. Which one of those do you think was better for this type of situation?
Shuffling.
Shuffling. Why?
It was slower.
Moving as fast.
Okay, you're not moving as fast. Why else?
Because you can balance more. Because you're not taking such a big step.
Okay.
You're not offsetting it as fast.
Yeah, your weight, right? Your weight is staying more consistent than when you step on it and you move like that. Your weight is affecting it more. It's hitting more. Now, do you think that the person's size really was that big a factor in this, as you might think it would be? No, and you're right, it's not. A lot of kids get on here, or even adults, and they're like, oh, we need to have the big people, the bigger people, okay? They need to move with another big person because that's going to really affect the balancing, and it really doesn't. It's how you move through it. So sometimes the thing that's standing right out in front of us that we think is an issue isn't an issue, okay? All right, it's something else that we don't even think about, okay? So it's good to think through the different angles of what we're trying to accomplish. Okay, what else was challenging to you? Was that the main thing for most of you? Okay. What about the third level when you couldn't talk? Was that hard? Or harder?
It took patience.
Okay, so you had to be more patient. Why?
You weren't able to talk, so they weren't able to get what you meant immediately. They had to go off what you were trying to motion to be able to.
Okay, so maybe there was some more interpretation on the part. That's why it took longer, because you had to really look at and interpret what that person was trying to say with their body language. Now, do we have to, how come when we do talk to people, when we communicate verbally, is there still room for misinterpreting what people are saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it happens all the time, right? Ask my wife. Okay? So, even when we're communicating, we're sending a message to someone, right? I'm talking to you, Caleb. Okay? I'm trying to tell you exactly what I mean, okay, with words that you'll understand, okay? But can that message still not get that message? That
It's like
can
the
happen.
game telephone.
Yeah, that can
Start out
happen.
with one message and it ends completely
Yep.
different.
So what's something you can do to make sure when you're listening that that person telling you something knows that you heard them right?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs
down.
up, okay. So when I was any other ideas? What's something you can do as a listener to let the person know that, okay, I understand what you're saying? What's something you could say?
Nodding.
Repeat it. Bingo. So in the fire service, when we would when we'd be on the radios, okay, we would hear the call come in, and we would repeat exactly what we heard back to the dispatcher to make sure that we were going to the right place, okay, that we heard her say the place that we were supposed to go to, what the call was, okay, and all the critical information, okay, and that way she could confirm, yes, that's what I said.
It only takes that one time where you mess up the address.
Yeah, and that was obviously that could be a life or death situation, but that's a good practice in general when you're talking with someone. Okay, so this is what I heard you say. All right, so I repeat that back to you. That way, if I heard you wrong, the person who was trying to communicate in the first place can say, no, that's not what I said. This is what I meant, or this is what I was trying to say, because it happens all the time. We can mix up or interpret somebody the wrong way. Okay, so you guys did a good job, though. So my point is that can happen whether it's nonverbal, and it can happen when it's verbal too. Don't just think because I told you. Well, maybe they didn't hear you right. Okay, so we don't want to get upset with people right away if they didn't fully understand what we were saying. All right. So there was another thing that this element brings out that's pretty interesting to me, and that is the fact that when you guys would start to have it teeter, okay, what did people do? What'd you do when you felt it? Oh, we might hit. What was your first reaction? What would you want to do?
Just peek. You can go.
Move the opposite direction.
Oh.
Counterweight it.
Okay, so your initial reaction when you had that, and when you felt it starting to move too much out of your comfort zone, was to react, right, to that reaction.
The
Okay.
people in the center, like me and him kept moving back and forth. Like whenever I felt it go that way, I'd have to go that way.
Okay, so you were anticipating that. So I noticed sometimes what happened was you had that initial, it was starting to teeter. You weren't in danger yet, but sometimes somebody overreacted, and what did that cause? Boom, caused you to hit. So sometimes in life, right, we have stuff that happens to us, right? Things happen, things come up, and we have to deal with it. And sometimes we can make it worse how we react to that situation. Okay? And that's just something I want you guys to think about.
Okay, I'm here with Edward. Now, Edward, you were the first one on the obstacle course we just did, right? So you sort of naturally took the lead. Now, walk us through that. What was your experience like trying to direct everyone to balance?
Well, when I got on, I was like, if you don't like balance, then we're gonna fail. So we need to all like work together as a team to balance it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what was the hardest part, do you think?
Probably the third level when we had to try to, we had to be quiet. We couldn't tell each other what to do.
Right. Now, I noticed near the end on that third level, you went with a different strategy. You started slithering across on your belly backwards, right? Like a reverse snake. Now, do you feel in retrospect that was a good strategy, or do you like your other strategy of just walking better?
I think it was a good strategy because you could balance out more, so it was a little bit easier to balance. And then once you get that balance, then we all move up at the same time, then it'd be a little better because then you're all balanced out.
Absolutely. Edward, great job. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, and now it's time for us to go on our hay ride. Here is our chariot. It looks lovely. Let's check it out.
And we're off on our tractor ride. How are you enjoying it so far? Yeah, it's been a whole 10 seconds. It's been great thus far. The wind feels amazing.
So I don't know if anybody that ever lives in the country, but like when you live in the country, every time you pass somebody, you wave, whether you know them or not. So like anytime somebody comes down, like my parents have a farm like out in the middle of nowhere, and so like people come down.